その美しさを目に焼き付け眠るとしよう。明日は来ぬやもしれぬのだからな。
You want to explain to me what you're doing here?
What's good, anime enthusiasts? Welcome back to your weekly lesson on how to play Werewolf Gnosia style. Unfortunately, we really truly do believe that the animators and directors are listening to us, because one of the characters that we have deemed as trash and useless, who has the losing record, has actually shown up, and now they are, regrettably, objectively, one of the buried characters. That hurts to say, but we gotta say it.
Racio is the GOAT!
So like the previous episode, this is actually only for one loop as we go through yet another scenario, this time with a bunch more people. Yes, of course, we do get a little backstory on a few characters, some of the new characters, the two new characters that we see, and a few of the older characters, building them up and what we like, and also what's surrounding this whole entire thing, which is still a nice structure that we have for all of these episodes. Good God, man.
You seem exhausted. I get it. Nobody can recover from a Racio W well enough. Nobody can.
It's, you know what? It's well deserved, because like I said in a previous one that I would buddy up with Racio. This is why I would buddy up with Racio, which is also a double-edged sword, because if Racio turns against me, I'm screwed. I can't fight against that.
Double-edged sword indeed.
But
right out the start, I'm wondering, Jonas, Krakrushka, how do you feel about their introduction?
So beginning with these two, they are different than the rest of the characters as far as they've been introduced. I truly think they did not have enough to do with them. And the reason why I say that is because they don't, outside of the core that we've been introduced to, Racio, Gina, Setsu, SQ, and of course the other characters as we build up, they have not have enough screen time and scenes in order for you to actually be, I don't want to say attached, but have an interest in them. Of course, if you like them for like one thing that they've done, sure. We'll compare this between this pair and the previous pair, Chippy and Comet. There's a lot more we could say about Chippy and Comet than what we can say about Kukru, I'm gonna call her, that's my nickname for her, and Jonas. And the reason being is that they do not talk as much, and we don't get enough scenes with them, so they're put on the back burner for now.
I can definitely see where you're coming from. In this loop specifically, I need to ask, did you intentionally say they don't say much when you were talking about Krakrushka?
That has to be said. Pun intended or not, or all jokes aside, truly for Kukru says not a single word. We don't know if she's not mute. It's when Jonas says that she doesn't say anything, and Jonas calls her speechless, and no one has ever heard her voice. And I was like, okay, that's fine, but it's truly, she's cute, right? But
no, she is a doll. She is a beautiful doll of a woman. I love her.
But she says a lot through actions, and unfortunately, if I were playing the game, I would really put her as one of the characters, because there's only so much text can say. But if you animate it without her saying anything and you present her in a meaningful way, then I could be like, oh, okay. So I would probably have more of a better opinion on anime Kukri than game Kukri without even playing the game.
Poor Kukrushka. Not the Kukri.
That's a Kukri? Kukru. I'm calling Kukru. No, I'm calling Cuckoo. Fuck it.
These two are gonna be some of my favorite designs from the anime so far. I love Jonas's introduction. He's just chilling out in his little tent watching Krakrushka frolic among the flowers. And he's monologuing the whole time, the poor Yuri, who's just like a standby sort of bystander to it all. Gets to be a captive audience. The second my guy got out and he said, oh no, he had this one heinous line. I think he said, her being speechless, referring to Kukushia, is part of her appeal. A wise man once said, a valuable woman does not speak. And my guy just like slaps you in the face instantly. Beautiful.
He just speaks sagely things, manly things, and honestly, I tune him out. I just tune him out. Sure, he can say some profound things, but it just sounds like it's a lot of words. You're not moving me, but which I would say it attests to what happens. Not what happens, but what happened to him before he gets to this point. But before we even get to that, we need to get to the meeting. There's 12 of us.
Just getting full. I love it.
It is literally every single character that we have met before, including our 2 new characters. There's 12 of us, and there's 3 Gnosia among the 12. This, I would say, is a terrible situation to be in, especially on the first day, because we're just shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, the day 1 vibe vote, it's terrifying no matter what side you're on. With 12 people, somebody's going to get that short end of the stick. Unfortunately.
And before we get to the meeting, we get to know that Jonas, we do know that he is the captain of the ship that we're on. And he's the owner of it. And we also find out Stella is connected to Jonas. And she's very attentive to his commands. And we get more on that later. But for now, we do have an engineer, a doctor, and our new role, the guardian angel, the one person that can protect one crew member of the choice from the Gnosia during the warp. And they cannot protect themselves. Simple. And of course, no one comes forward as the guardian angel. By the way, us, Yuri, we're the guardian angel. So it's a good thing we don't come forward. Next, as everyone's kind of confused, it's like, why is nobody coming forward with their role? We've done it before. And Rocky and Setsus give us an explanation of, no, you don't come forward as a guardian angel, or specifically a role in general, because that makes you an immediate target. Duh.
Yeah, that's textbook, man. Shikamichi should have got voted out instantly just for saying that. Same with Comet Burger. Get those homies out of here.
But, you know, we gotta go through the line again. So Stella goes like, does anybody want to come forward as engineer? And like before, we got the same situation. This time, Cuckoo raises her hand, and then Comet says they're the engineer. I'm like, all right, well, we got the 50-50 again. And then someone else asks for the doctor to come forward. And then Shigemichi comes up and says like, I'm the doc. And then Yuriko goes like, no, you're not. I'm the doctor. You're the imposter. And I'm like, can we not do this on the first day? Huh?
Nah, bro, this is a beautiful sequence. See my boy Shigemichi, his big green eyes and the sweat going down his brows as he realizes he's cooked instantly. Being next to my queen, God Queen Yuriko. Oh, God.
But they do go through the mental gymnastics and math on how voting in this scenario is very difficult, because since we have 2 roles that are revealed and confirmed and 4 people are claiming said roles, if you were to vote out one of those 4, you technically have a 50-50 shot of hitting a Gnosia. However, those odds can really put you at a massive disadvantage if you hit a human rather than a Gnosia. Also, you're more than likely eliminating one of the 2 powerful roles that you have. If you lose the engineer, you can't confirm somebody 100% if they're a Gnosia or not. If you lose the doctor, you can't confirm if the previous person you sent in is a Gnosia or not. Also, there's the other opportunity cost of the fact that you need to hit a 1 out of 8 on the other side, and that's even worse odds, because since there's a third Gnosia who hasn't come up and lied yet, you're hitting a human on the wayside. You're also determining, you're taking out probably a powerful like social influencer in the whole shebang. So it is a really difficult choice to do.
No, it's brutal. God forbid you end up doing your vibe boat day one and you end up getting rid of your guardian angel anyway. Right?
True.
It's tenuous.
And then Comet, the one who claims himself to be an engineer, they just go up, I think Cuckoo is a Gnosia, just based off of vibes. And I'm like, alright, whatever. And while everybody's arguing, Stella just holds up her hand and goes like, just send me. It's okay. And I was like, that's a good thing. It's a safety net. That means Stella is confirmed human based off of that. So we give us a chance to just go through the day and see what the engineers and doctors have to say. And we also find out that it was by Jonas, right? Yeah, it was by Jonas that Stella was sent by the government to be a combat maid to look after Jonas. I'm like, You're telling me this gardener is a combat maid? Since when?
No comment.
who wrote that on her report card? Like, who put a disc in her head that gave her the abilities of a combat maid? When did that happen?
I mean, if R2D could do it, I mean,
you can't tell me that she's a nice gardener and can like put you in a headlock at the same time.
Then again, I mean, we have Setsu on board. She's kind of non-threatening looking.
I'm part of the military.
Like, military. Yeah. I can believe Stella.
I need to make that into the meme. Every time she holds up her hand, I am the military. Therefore, whatever I say afterwards is true. Anyway, during that whole scene after Stella gets put in, Cuckoo gives off the most weird vibes as they just look at Yuri at the corner of the eye after Jonas is like, let me look upon you before I go to sleep, because there's no telling if I wake up tomorrow. And I'm like, Jonas, get out of here.
What?
And Cuckoo is just looking at Yuri, and they linger on her eye for a while. I was like, wait a minute, is Cuckoo Gnosia? Or is she just being so weird that you just can't tell?
Those two, that pairing, they are a little weird.
Get Jonas away from Cuckoo. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, my poor guy, Jonas. They're never gonna let you go after this episode, bruh.
Jonas can mess with any other character. Don't mess with Cuckoo. Get him away. He's actually just giving off creeper vibes at this point now.
This is actually something I was reading on the subreddit when the episode came out. There was like a whole thread about how Jonas is like a little bit creepier than he is in the game. Oh god. Everything is spoilers, but I'm defending that man to the death. That is my boy. He can do nothing wrong. That's all I can say.
That's what you said. But speaking of Jonas, we learned through Levi that Jonas used to be a hero of the space exploration era, but now he's a drifter and he's been designated as insane by the Space Federation, which I guess makes him a little bit more creditable for what he does. Jonas, you need a drink. Go to bed, Grandpa. your days of being a hero are over.
I love that Levi comes over the intercom to just be like, hey, Yuri, don't listen to that man too much, right? Just add some plausible deniability or anything like that. It's real cool.
I mean, it makes sense because if this is his ship, then Levi knows the most about Jonas. So Levi should know, like, don't listen to him. He's gone crazy, or one thing or another. Both of them should be connected. I'm actually surprised Levi didn't say much more about Jonas, to be honest.
I think Levi's got to play that referee role really well. I think they give the perfect amount of information just to like catch us up on Jonas as a character with his antiquated speech and his monologuing and his sometimes I'm not gonna say creepy, but offbeat mannerisms. It's pretty cool. I love Jonas. That's my favorite.
But Yuri does need to pick somebody before warp to protect. And once again, he goes through the solo mental gymnastic monologue on who to pick. because we all know that the engineer and doctor are the most important roles. And I don't know if you want to say anything about this, but I think it's kind of clear that, once again, just like voting, if you choose anybody else other than the 4 who claim the role, you're kind of okay. But also at the same time, the Gnosia are actually also planning themselves that they need to take care of one of those 2 roles to get themselves like a clear control over the manipulation and the gaslighting that goes on.
I have so much to say about this loop. I really do. I'm gonna start very slowly and say that even though Guardian Angel is like a human confirmed role, you're like you're almost in the same position as you were in like the first vote, where you have to make a vote specifically on vibes, or you have to protect somebody specifically based on vibes, right? Yuri's fight right here is very real in that you really want to protect like your special roles, your doctor, your engineer, but like the Gnosia, they should also know that they would also need to protect themselves from like, wait, sorry, fuck.
No, you're right. You want the Guardian Angel should protect the special roles in order for the humans to have a better shot at figuring who things out, and you keep your power players inside. While the Gnosia also need to eliminate said power players in order to decrease the chances of them being found out.
Yeah.
But it's also the same, like, it's a game of chess and chicken, you know. Both sides know that, but it's up to one side to whether should I now eliminate the power players, or should I go and pick somebody else that isn't a power player and whittle down the voting number count. Because I would say in this situation, it's a lot more forced and rushed because of the fact that both the engineering and the doctor roles had been revealed. So the Gnosia have to immediately come in and start stirring the pot.
No, definitely. Okay. My note right here is that everybody played this loop as bad as humanly possible, and if you played this and you played like this in a real game, like outside, no life on the line, I would be mad, and everybody should be mad at you too, you know?
Is because of the fact that everyone started saying, I am this, I am that.
No, claiming is fine. It's just, I can't say more until we talk about the next day.
Okay, I get you. Speaking of the next day, everybody's fine. No one was assassinated. And Yuri thinking like, oh, that means Cuckoo is the engineer and Comet is Gnosia. Because even though the scene showed like Yuri like pointing to the screen, it was not showing the screen itself. So you don't really know if, because the last person that it showed was Comet. So you're probably thinking, he chose Comet. No. He chose Cuckoo. Because if nobody was assassinated, then they must have went after Yuri's protected person, who was Cuckoo. And because of that, Cuckoo is now confirmed to be engineer, which means at the same time, Comet is now confirmed Gnosia. However, I want you all to know this, that only Yuri knows this. Only Yuri knows this, because we're Guardian Angel. Remember this? Remember this, because it's gonna come back later. Next, the doctors, Shigemishi and Yuriko. This is a nothing burger. They both confirm Stella is a human. That's very easy to do. There's nothing there. But it's now time for the engineers. Kukri says Yuriko is human. Comet says Yuri is Gnosia. Now with this scenario set up, if now we know as Yuri that Kukri is human, confirmed, which means her role is 100% true, then Yuriko is human, the doctor, which means now Shigemishi should be 100% Gnosia. Also, remember this whole mental gymnastics that I just explained. Only Yuri knows this. Okay? He has never come forward saying this information. This is all internal. Are we good here? Because this is gonna be the biggest brain play ever.
Everybody's in pain. I know all my game heads are in pain right now.
Oh jeez. It's beautiful because you would never think of it. It's like me watching this first time. I was like, okay, cool. We got through this. I was a little bit confused at first because I thought he picked Comet and he's not saying like Comet is Gnosia. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. But I got through it myself. And so as everybody is talking and whatnot, and how now Comet's calling Yuri Gnosia because Comet is one of these supposed engineers. Now everybody's turning on us because if Comet is one of the engineers, then they have some kind of pull. Yuri flips it and says, okay, then it's either me or Comet is Gnosia, because there's still two people claiming engineers to be rolled. And you know what? That's fine. We can now put the main focus of the voting between myself and Comet. And everybody's like, huh? Why? Why do you want to put yourself at a disadvantage? And Yuri's like, it's okay. Because what I think Yuri's trying to do is put himself in a bad situation in order to influence everybody saying that I am human. Much like how Stella put herself out for everyone to have a safe vote out in order to give us a chance. Yuri is now saying like, yo, I'm gonna give us a chance as well. And which puts now a little bit more pressure on both Comet and Yuri. And Comet, as they talk to us, like, Comet, do you got anything to say about it? And Comet is trying to like, everybody, I want you all to believe me. And she's moving over words, stuttering. She gets flustered, and she starts spouting. She says too much, and then she pulses. So, and we all know what that pulse means. She's lying.
And this is the worst position you could ever be in. Yuri does a good job making it a 50-50 again, right? By declaring, okay, one of us is lying. I'm definitely human. Are you okay with being 50-50 right here? And Racio is saying, oh, you're at a disadvantage because you're not a special role. And you're like, I guess, what's the word for it? Expendable, right? Technically. Yuri knows that. Comet does not want to go for that at all. The fact that she's even being put up on the block makes her so uncomfortable that she overplays her hand, right? And looks suspicious. And I'm just going to say it, bro. The Gnosia duo ever in the world, bro. Because Comet can't lie. And Shikamichi folds under pressure, too. It was rough.
True. You know what this crazy thing is? Yuri being the guardian angel and doing this 50-50 play is the most, like, it's like big brain gamble. Like, if I was in a guardian role, there is no way I would put myself in a 50-50 situation.
No, it's crazy. Yuri is great as playing his hand because he is in the unique position of having perfect information. He's practically watching the game from his couch like we are at this point.
Voting happens, and we do win the voting. 4-7. That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a 5-6. It's 4-7. So we had a little bit more like trust than others, but that's still a little too close for comfort.
Bro, the moment I saw the pulse and like Chippy look over, Gina look over, Yuri look over, Setsu try not to pay attention to it, I knew it was cooked for Colin. This group specifically are insight machines.
Exactly. And you know what? Afterwards, while we're still like up there in the voting scenario, the camera just pans over to Racio, and Racio looks over and gives us this look. And I was like, wait, anime, don't say it. Don't tell me Racio is gonna betray us. Don't tell me Racio is gonna make a move. But back into
My
Yuri's.
boy's just plotting in the corner. Just, I see.
No, Racio's like, that JD person is that Zora were talking about me. I need to make a move. But back in Yuri's room, he's going through the mental math of it. Like, everything is falling into place. You know, we got one Gnosia out. There's 2 left. All he needs to do is just play it cool. But still, there's a chance for the Gnosia to mess things up. They still have a chance. Because we still have 2 competing roles between engineer and doctor. And we get a good visit from Cuckoo. And we have this, you know what, yeah, nice, beautiful scene where it's It's so weird. It's mainly Yuri just talking and him having an internal monologue of trying to understand what Cuckoo is saying. And all she is doing is like just in the fields, picking flowers, I guess having the time of her life. And we intuit that Cuckoo wants us to believe her. And Yuri does the worst thing possible you could do. He reveals that he is the guardian angel. He also tells her everything that we know, who the Gnosia are. And he says he will protect her each and every time so she can point out who the Gnosia are and we can vote them out. And then the view pans out and we see Racio in the cut, listening in, popping pills. He like, oh.
I got him in my sights. This poor guy. This is the second time this has happened to Yuri, being caught and being accused of Gnosia afterwards. The first time with Stella just around the corner with Gnosia Setsu and himself. And now this. Oh no.
Oh.
I will say, okay. We can say everything we want about Silent Kikurushia. I think how she tried to do the appeal with like bringing Yuri into her like special sort of, what's it called? Not dimension, the virtual space, right? Yeah. Her special virtual space, making a flower crown of trust. I thought that was so cute, bruh.
Yeah, it was a cute scene. They both had a moment, but you know, there's like the devil just waiting outside, rubbing their hands, like, and you know what? It's good because Setsu gets assassinated during warp, and Yuri's like, yeah, that's probably a possible scenario. They probably figured out that the guardian angel would try to protect the engineer. We go through the meeting again, and Yuri now takes the role of leading the meeting, giving everyone a breakdown of what happened last time. And
they try to push like all their information to the forefront that they have and assert that Yuriko is definitely Doctor after she explains Comet is Gnosia, in contrast to Shigemichi's Comet was not Gnosia.
Yeah, that was. I see it. I got my notes mixed up. I got them backwards. And then Yuri goes like, okay, now that the Doctor is given that, because we know now that Kukri is the real engineer, and they pointed out last time that Yuriko's human, that means that Yuriko's report is true, that Comet is Gnosia. And Racio says, oh, hold on there, bud. Who said Kukri was confirmed to be the real engineer? Everybody pauses, and Yuri pauses. Yuri just gives the dumbest, huh? And I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Poor baby
oh
boy,
no. And Yuri has to like, it's true, because how can Kukri be the real engineer when both doctors in the beginning said Stella were human? It's still a 50-50 between them. And then Racio goes like, you know what? I'm the guardian angel. And Yuri goes eye to eye. He goes, no. And then Yuri goes like, I'm the guardian angel. And then Racio just pulls up the feed of him and Kukri in the virtual space garden. He got cooked hard. Racio said, I got the receipts.
Why were you meeting up in secret with Kikurushia? I was fried, bro. It was just a picture too. There is no dialogue between them to like show in the meeting. But Yuri, he's like freaking out. He's like, whoa, that can't be true. That's not true. You're lying. You're so capped. And you see all like everybody's faces. You see like Gina, Comet looking uncomfortable. You see like Racio having the time of his life being like, wow, you seem really fed up there. You should be really careful with that. You might look really suspicious. Oh my god, bro. He was living for that.
No, Yuri panic fumbled so hard. There was nothing he could do. He lost his composure. He couldn't come back from it. Racio put him in the corner, sealed the deal, and he gets put in the cold sleep. And at the end, we see Racio, just eyes go red, waving. It's like, see ya. I was like, Racio, I'm not sorry for what I said before. You got it. You got it, King. You can wear your crown for this week.
That's like Okay. I'm gonna say Racio saved the whole loop for the Gnosia that round. There was no way they were winning ever unless they got that free kill off on Yuri. The whole subreddit is in flames because Racio actually did something.
Yeah, because with now Yuri out, that means the guardian angel's out. Now the last two Gnosia, they're free to sow as much chaos as possible. Because now still with that, when now like Yuri is lying, and because of what he said, now that puts doubt in the kukri.
It kind of could, but it's not like really solid or anything.
Yeah, it's not that. But still, the doctor role is now like out of whack. And what the Gnosia now can do just be like pop kukri, and now the doctors can say whatever they want and just start eliminating the other ones one by one, and they're good to go. They've actually lost all of their good social people. They lost Setsu, they lost Yuri. Chippy ain't gonna do nothing, to be honest with you. Let's be honest.
True.
While Yuriko can be commanding, she's going up against Racio, the most intelligent one, and you're going 50-50 against Shigemichi, another doctor. You ain't getting there. Gina's too quiet to do anything.
I'm not sure about that.
No, let's be fair. Gina's
sweeps both of them.
Gina's too quiet to do anything, and Jonas is like off in a corner reading haikus.
We'll never know because the loop just ends.
Nah, we got
Yuri, bro.
Nah, we gotta say Raquel got the dub for the Gnosia that round.
I don't know. I know that was an amazing play by Racio, but I don't know if he can clutch it.
Nah, it's the thing, because if Racio takes out the Guardian Angel, now they claim to be Guardian Angel, so they can just start protecting the other people or their quote unquote protected roles, while they start eliminating other people. No, they're cooked. They're cooked.
Nah.
But we do wake up next loop, and as we're doing, we're seeing the last, one of the last new characters that we have yet to see. It's a dolphin. It doesn't talk. It creaks its dolphin thing. I am now internally mad and also glad that now the dolphin is in here, so I can get this off my checklist and the episode ends.
Okay. First things first. Cute thing. Pretty cool thing, I thought. Yuri had to like fight his impulses to not automatically just save Setsu. I thought that was really cute. When he first chose his guardian angel target, I thought that was really cool. Just fighting that bias. I struggle with that. Even now, 160 loops into the game, I usually always like pocket heal Setsu. I thought that was pretty interesting. The second thing I wanted to say, how do we feel about Stella choosing to just like self-sacrifice at the beginning?
It's a good play.
It's a good play, but I don't know if I could go for that, you know?
It's in a scenario where I'm assuming, like in a regular game of Werewolf, you don't have to vote. But if you're forced to vote, one of the humans have to offer themselves up in the first day during vibes-based stuff. Because that's just how it is, you know?
No, definitely true. Like, in lore, Gnosia for sure die during cold sleep, but humans have like a 50-50 chance of making it through. Stella said that her circumstances were different from the other humans, which makes me think, whoa, what makes you so different? Why aren't you self-sacrificing every loop, you know?
Maybe
that's something I want to put a pin in.
Maybe this loop she's a combat maid. Maybe another loop she is the true gardener. Who knows?
You're right. I mean, I can't wait to go like a few episodes in the future and she's just like judo flipping everybody on the ground and stuff.
Yeah, it's because Jonas said that they managed to get a whole bunch of people evacuated onto the ship, which means whatever is happening at Lianu during each and every loop, people are just making it out safely or just not making it out, which gives credence to the whole bunch of random variances that we have going on.
True.
But that's really it. I like to do this. I did this for my status as an assassin, just giving a mid-season kind of feels for it, because you know usually anime is like 12 episodes a season, and if Gnoshia's gonna be more than 12 episodes, and still I like to keep it like consistent, so I can just keep it on the same basis. So far 6 episodes in for like half the season. Gnosia going strong. it's a slow burn in the beginning in order to make sure everything is set up. But once it's set up, everything is fired. You learn everything about how to conduct yourselves in social meetings. You get to see different scenarios. You get to see some awesome character designs. And there's a whole overarching plot that's being drip fed every now and then, either through Levi, the characters' backstories, and just fleshing out the world, which I do really like. The focus is still the meetings, the interactions between the characters, and what you can and can't do, and how to call people out, how to protect yourself in all of these different scenarios and meetings, while also at the same time sprinkling in the certain personalities that you will get to see in these settings. Gina, the quiet one, that doesn't say much, but has a small little say here and there. You got Racio, the loud, abrasive, aggressive one that always has the intellect. You got Chippy, your average person who has to ask questions and do one thing or another. You have Kukri, the very introverted ones that don't say anything at all. Or she can be flipped to the very perceptive, insightful ones that don't really say anything and hide everything, and will possibly only speak when they absolutely need to. You have Yuriko, the more influencer, commanding one that will take over if they're giving enough space to do so. You got Setsu, the mediator, the person that collects information for everyone and then presents it. You got Comet, the very vibes based, I think you're that, just do that, it's whatever. You also have SQ, the very aloof person that doesn't really think too much, doesn't really want to think too much, and just follows along of who is like the most suspected one. And she's cute.
Gotta squeeze that in. I like it.
Yeah, maybe I slide that in. And am I missing anybody?
Yuri. Oh, and Shikamichi, but we don't talk about Shikamichi.
Shikamichi, I think he's in the same boat as Chippy as far as concerned, but he asks a lot more questions, and he's like the person that's very easy to pin. Shikamichi is the sacrificial lamb, the one that you're very easy to vote out if you just need to pick somebody. They can't really defend themselves well, and even if they're in a power role, they probably don't know how to use it well. And then Yuri is us, the learner, the beginner that's slowly trying to grow into the more detective, the more analytical, advanced person. So with each and every loop, we will get better at it, but at the same time, we'll be just meeting these different personality scenarios. And the more that they add or take away, these personalities get to be expanded more and take more precedence over, or it's just more of a melting pot of things, which amounts to everything. Oh, also Stella, the studious one, the one that takes the notes on everything, and Jonas is the person that says a lot, but you can't really tell whether or not they're actually being true or not. But overall, I gave my status a rating, and then Gnosia, for these first 6 episodes, I give it a 8 out of 10.
No, that's pretty solid. Like, I was thinking around the same ballpark. I'm gonna push up just because I'm biased, of course. 9 out of 10 for my boys. They're really killing it with this adaptation. I love it a lot.
I get you. I'm a lot more other things. So an 8 is still high in my book. I gave my status so far a 5, and then next up will be Banished Court Magician and Plus Size Misadventures when those go around. Now, you got anything else, JD?
Okay, there is one thing, and I've been saving this all the way since the beginning when we were talking about like this loop. I said that everybody played this loop as bad as possible, and if you play like this in a real game, I would smack you. Right? So I gotta talk about this. If Yuri isn't lying, and they did protect Kurkrushka day 1, and they used that to confirm them as engineer, and the Gnosia still went after the confirmed engineer to kill the confirmed engineer, they're pretty much saying that Comet should die instantly, because Gnosia can't go out any other way besides cold sleep, right?
I see
What are they thinking, bro?
It's like you
Whose
said.
idea was that?
Each loop, their intelligence either goes up or goes down. I mean, it's up to, at that point, Racio to help everyone out. But unfortunately, Racio had to be on the other side. And then Setsu was already gone as well. And Yuri was the only one left to be put in this like situation. So, and also Stella, the studious one, also was put out as well. So everyone is in a lose-lose situation.
Nah, bro. I think they forced themselves into a lose-lose situation just like off the rip for no reason. The Gnosia did.
Be honest with me. Do you think everyone is gonna have half the intelligence that Racio has in like a real scenario?
Honestly, no. And I should have expected this level of play once I saw the end and knew that the loser trio was actually the Gnosia this round. This one will be very divisive for the gamers in the chat, but this one was really good. I appreciate that Yuri had perfect information and still somehow managed to lose just from being like rage baited. I think that's a very common like thing to happen if you ever played like a lot of these games. It was frustrating but enjoyable.
Here, let me ask you this. I assume that what Racio did, the catch out Yuri, you can't do in the game, right?
No, you cannot. Guardian Angel is not allowed to reveal or be claimed by Gnosia because if they live the next day, the Gnosia are obviously definite enemy, right? And if you reveal as a crewmate, you're getting axed instantly, right? So it's just bad play. It's not allowed.
Okay.
Another good way, or another good reason why the anime is pretty awesome. They break the rules of the game. I love it.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's based off of Werewolf, so they gotta give it some leeway, right? It can't be like too predictable or too close to the game, even though it has all those game elements. I do like the fact that it's more open-ended and more like social scenario where everyone can take it to a little, like a real social game sit down. And of course, you can take it into the game as well, but unfortunately, you're not gonna be like in the cut somewhere looking out a window to see two people talking and then go to the next meeting with your video cam catching everybody in 4K.
That shit was so funny. Oh my god. Is this you? Is this you and Krukushka in the same room together? Suspicion.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. If sometime where we have an event like SQ again, where she's like getting all buddy up with Yuri, and then Racio next meeting just pulls up the video of them together. It was like, Yuri, you want to explain why you were SQ?
I think that's the only time SQ pull up and be like, "You jealous or what?" and just like completely shut it down instantly. So no, I'm so excited to see how like the game develops and like how the characters develop. It's just a riot. It's a good time.
Same. But with that, let us know what y'all think in the comments below of this episode. Tell us how you think Racio is now sort of redeemed for what they've done so far, and how Jonas needs to go to a jazz club to really be better about himself.
Oh my god. Alright, write in the comments about why Jonas is the best, and write about how Yuriko probably could have soloed all the Gnosia by herself, please. Do it for your boy, my Gnosia heads.
Man is dying on the hill immediately.
I'm saying, I'll do it again.
With that, I hope y'all have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I hope your day is just a little bit better than it already is. With that, we'll catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
Bye-bye.